We're back.
We're back.
Battler but no left. All right, I'm Tim. We got my boy Slick Willy with us here. Just gonna dive right into it. No bullshit. Let's talk with the East and West standings right now. We got Golden State at the top of the West, and then we got
East and West of the NBA, to be clear, folks, for you at home.
I mean, is there East and West in the NFL? I mean, that's not really how they
I mean, there
describe
are
it.
teams in the
Okay,
East.
yes, there is, but it goes AFC, NFC. So
Yeah,
Golden
yes, I
State,
know.
number one in the West. Then the Wizards
Yep,
are number one in the East right now. What the fuck is going on?
Who'd have thought? Who'd have fucking thought? Well, you know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
It's early. It's early in the season.
I mean, 15 games in. Most teams.
I gotta just say, I hate Kyle Kuzma. I wish him nothing but losses.
You see, he called out the Cavs. He called out the Cavs again.
Yes, yeah, I saw a funny. Wait, again?
He like we
regurgitated
it or something.
He's an idiot. You know why? Because it probably gave him like 2 seconds of attention. Yeah. So I saw a funny Twitter thing where he called out the Cavs, and then it said somebody commented Joakim Noah right now, and it was like a video of a dude in like the back of a big room, and he's like, "Yeah, that's right, you know it,"
him,
like
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, he had the 1 second from his hair color being different colors or whatever, and then second with that calling out the Cavs because he tried to stay relevant. He tried to talk about LeBron or some shit, or like his time with LeBron, and that's what it was.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he said he said the Cavs have only been good with LeBron before, and it's like, well,
you were trash without LeBron.
It's not true.
Okay, so like you really can't really speak on that either.
It's like, yeah. It's also just patently false. The Cavs are really good in the 70s when they first became a team, and they were really good in the 90s, but they ran into the Michael Jordan 90s, buzzsaw.
Yeah, there were analysts back in the day saying that picking the Cavs as the team of the decade. I talked about the 90s, yeah.
Of the 90s, yeah.
And then MJ with the Stonewall just said, "Nope, fuck you." Yeah,
fucking buzzsaw, man.
Buzzsaw,
what are you gonna do?
Great way to describe it.
How many people listening right now of all 15 people that are gonna hear this are gonna say their team was really good, but they ran into Michael Jordan?
Yeah, I mean that'll cause you some issues. I don't know about you, but
just running into the GOAT, no big big deal.
Nothing, a little white guy.
Just give up on that.
Couple of guys with a COVID staff can't handle. Mark Price and Brad Daughtry and Larry Nance is who I'm talking about. But
yeah. Was it MJ that said about Mark, or was it? No, it was Isaiah Thomas, I think, about Mark Price. He said that. No, he said that little white boy was running around like a little gnat. I didn't know what to do with him. Like, he was just fast as fuck. He was running around hitting all them damn threes.
Man, he was clean like too. He used his eyes really well.
Love Mark
keep
Price.
Defenders off of him. Underrated passer. And
I was just gonna say one of the more underrated players of all time. I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so. Especially couple white boys from Cleveland.
Yeah, really.
Definitely agree with that. But I mean, Golden State here, kind of surprising that they're at the old form, kind of 12-2 right now. So soon.
I think you just have to chalk that up to how good Steph Curry has been and Steve Kerr's coaching, and whatever the hell their general manager named, whatever their general manager's
Chris
name
something,
is.
Right?
Sure. Yeah, Chris something. Chris something's been great. He surrounds Steph with shooters that are willing to play their role. And
Speaking of shooters,
huge.
Jordan Poole has been really good alongside Steph.
I remember watching him in the tournament playing for Michigan. He's just very good. He's very good, man. Very good.
He's figured out his shooting quite a bit. Like, I don't know if he did something. He put a bunch of work in the offseason, but like he looks like a different type of shooter.
Well, he's always been a good shooter. He just had to. He's just refined it to an NBA type of. Hold on. Steph Curry, Ed Davis jump ball. I'll let you kind of guess who just won that.
Steph Curry for sure.
Yep. Yeah, no. So Ed Davis wins it, and then it goes straight the fuck out of bounds. Gotta love it.
I'm actually glad he's getting minutes. I've been a big Davis fan for a while here.
Absolutely, yeah. He's great. He's great. Him and his worm badge on 2K.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones you can have is off the bench.
There you go. What about okay? So the Warriors are number one in the West. The Wiz,
followed by Phoenix
Washington
and then
Wiz
Utah.
are number two or number one in the East for some fucking reason. Give credit to Spencer Dinwiddie too, man. I love Spencer Dinwiddie. I haven't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not watched a single Wizards game this season, but I'm positive he's been big on that team's success.
Yeah, I think he's at the number 2 spot there. I honestly couldn't tell you who the point guard is right now. But I mean, I know it's Dinwiddie and it's Dinwiddie and Beal. That's the one and two.
That's a hell of a one and two.
So
man.
him, yeah, that's pretty solid.
Sneaky
That's like
good.
That's like probably the closest, great tier down. But the closer you are to Dame and CJ, I think you don't have yourself a Dame, obviously.
Sure.
But that's probably the closest.
How much better?
Kind of 1-2 punch.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about it next podcast when we have more time. But how much better would the Blazers be with Beal instead of CJ?
Oh my gosh, man, that would be the perfect combination.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
He's a dog, man.
What the and yeah, you know what? I got more about the Blazers to go on about, but we'll cover that another time. Let's cover what else? What are the other interesting teams in the West of the ones that we were talking about earlier?
Dallas is always interesting.
Yes.
You know, they have Brunson and Hardaway, and Porzingis is trying to act like he cares.
And that dude from
apparently he's been playing
that dude from Slovenia, that Luka dude.
Boban.
Yeah.
Talk about Boban. Oh yeah.
That Luka guy.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay.
I've heard he's pretty decent at basketball.
No, but I listened to someone talking about Jason Kidd, and I guess he's like just a fucking psycho as a coach. Like he wants what the fuck was that? No, sorry, bad shot in the game I'm watching. They said that he once made his team after a loss do some kind of crazy like calisthenics. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was so bad.
Probably some kind of college bullshit. He's trying to bring.
Oh, it was, and they had to do something. NBA. They had to do something so wild. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that was what made Larry Sanders. He had to sneak out of practice, and he had a mental breakdown and just quit the NBA. If you remember Larry Sanders when he was with the Bucks.
Yeah, he came on the Jazz there for a minute too. I was a Larry Sanders fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wish he was able to stick. I know he had some issues. I don't know if I know he had some like health issues, but I think some of them, like you said, were mental as well. But no, I mean, there's a reason that Jason Kidd hasn't been able to stick anywhere, in Milwaukee or in New York.
Well, and my thing is, I don't know how you go from. I don't understand how you go from Rick Carlisle, NBA championship winning coach, to Jason Kidd.
Yeah, how does that help Luka? How does that help your team? I mean, they were.
They're
2019 or 2020 that the Mavericks had the number 1 ranked offense in the league. Like, it's not.
I mean, I don't know how you blame. I don't know how you blame Carlisle for the lack of surrounding Luka with talent. Like, that's not. If you want to fire the GM or tell him to get better players, that's one thing.
Maybe it was mutual. I mean, that's pretty much of a pretty flat line, trajectory that you just made, or decision making you just made there. Either if that or you're just sloping downwards. It's a talent. It's it's acquiring and drafting the right guys, and like you said, they haven't done that. So whether it be a mutual thing or not, that's quite the poor move on their part.
I mean, I don't know how you put Tim Hardaway Jr. and then like stuff around Luka, and then when you're surprised he gets knocked out of the first round of the West, and then you blame the coach for that. Yeah, just stuff.
I mean,
just
yeah,
stuff.
you can throw Porzingis in there,
is fucking stuff.
and
I don't
Brunson
care.
And
I do. I like Jalen Brunson a lot.
and Kluba.
Always,
I mean, that's just,
Maxi
but
Kleba and
really
Bobby. Fucking
at
Bobby,
this
bro.
point
I
in
love
the
Bobby.
lead, when you have the Brooklyn Nets, you have the Bucks, you have the Hawks, you have the Nuggets.
Well, and we don't want to see another early LeBron Cavs situation where Luka's first couple years are wasted by the GM just refusing to surround him with anything.
And he's just balling out for you, just trying to stay in games.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's got to. You shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to witness Luka magic every night, night in, night out in the regular season because he's got no help. No, as a fan.
Yeah, it's a fan's dream, seeing
I'm not
Luka
complaining.
put the Dallas Mavericks on his back, but as a player, yeah, you have to do more as a front office, and I don't know if they're trying to like see out this whole Porzingis fiasco, but I mean it hasn't really worked so far. More Cuban has to
like you started to say earlier, I've heard Porzingis. I haven't been watching them, but I've heard Porzingis has been better.
I think he always has like a spurt in the regular season though, and we just know what he is in the playoffs.
It's so crazy to me. Like, I mean, he's just got to be super unclutch, right? Like, he's just shitting his pants in the playoffs. Because how do you?
I don't think he has the IQ. I think that's a big part of it.
I don't know how you mess up 7-3 with a good jump shot.
I think I recently heard that he was saying that his 7'3" height, he finds it to be like an awkward height. And I'm like, that's something he decides to tell reporters. I'm like, cool, like you find his 7'3" frame awkward. I'm like that tells me a lot about his personality. He seems like an awkward dude.
He's probably like your brother. He's probably really tall, but he wants to be a guard. You know.
I mean, it's not like
he wishes he could be a guard.
Like they play like it, like my brother or Porzingis.
Yeah, really though. Well, that's fucking.
They just like wish they had the ball in their hands more. That's not what the thing is. Like, oh, close their eyes. Oh, I wish I could be. I'll have the ball in my hands more.
Yeah, if I blame it on
responsibilities and accountability,
they're not giving me the. Yeah, it's like I've been playing like shit. My teammates won't give me the ball. It's got to be because I'm too tall, right?
Gotta be, man. That's it. It's the awkward height. That's gonna slow you down quite a bit.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's. The Mavericks. They started the season off kind of slow, from what I remember, and they've gained a little bit of traction here. So we'll see what happens with them.
They're gonna be a 6th, 7th AC. That's fine. They might have to, enter the play in or something at the end of the season, to, make it. But we'll find out. It's not gonna be a top 5 seed. Now with Jason Kidd, no.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and with the depth they have around Luka, they're not just
the lack of. Yeah,
this is gonna be another. Unless they make a big move at the deadline, this is just going to be yet another year of the Mavericks getting knocked out early in the playoffs. I'm just going to call it right now. A real hot take, I'm sure.
No, that's probably where the money line is. I mean, unless Kevin Kristaps Porzingis, man, he shows us something that he hasn't his entire career, whatever.
If he can go back to playing like if he can go back to playing like Kristaps Porzingis and not playing like Tingus Pingus, we'll see what happens. But as of right now, he's just.
I don't think he ever was that great. I think he's had stretches just like we've seen in the regular season. But like,
I mean, I think there was a year or two there
because he was in New York. That's always what it is. I mean, yeah. But fans and analysts right now in New York, propping up, RJ Barrett for the last 3 or 4 years saying he's a star, but he doesn't consistently show it. He'll have his spurts, top 20-point games here and there, but I talked about it all the time. A lot of players in the NBA, I'd probably say well over 100, can average 20 points a game in the regular season. It's not difficult to put up points. Ricky Rubio is a great example. Like, he just decided he wanted to start playing offense and being aggressive, and like he had himself a 37-point night a couple nights ago.
Well, that's Rubio's a complicated case.
Like, you can
he's hot, always. Man. Yeah, I mean, well, and whenever you watch in the Olympics, whenever he's thrust into a bigger role, he steps up to it. And the Cavs, when they signed him, were like, we want more out of you. We want you to be a big minutes guy for us. And then Sexton goes down, and he's starting. I believe. I mean, he's
When
stepped
Okola
up.
has been out, he has. They're starting Okola, they're starting Garland and Isaac at 1 and 2.
And Okoro, I like that. Honestly, I like that
when
a
they're
lot.
healthy. I think they're starting to figure things out with Rubio. What teams are you starting to learn how to utilize him? Because his first couple of years, stints, Minnesota, early, I think, Utah. It might have been Phoenix. He was.
Well, his early career in Minnesota, he was pretty good. I remember watching that when he was like a rookie.
Well, he's always been a phenomenal playmaker and passer, but they try to use him as a catalyst for your rebuild, and he's never been that. But he's been a really good player that makes other players better. And so, with the last couple of seasons with in Phoenix and Utah, he's been that catalyst to kind of harness other players' abilities, whether it be a lot of scoring, and make them better playmakers and see the game a little bit better. So, like in Devin Booker, and you've seen that in Donovan Mitchell as well. Well, he kind of elevates the game, and when he leaves, they're kind of still that same player because he left something with them. And I think that's what they're hoping he does in Cleveland as well.
Yeah, that's fair. All good points. I mean, actually, with that, we could just move on here to the Cavs and just continue that line of conversation. Seeing as we were planning on talking about the Cavs because they have been one of the more interesting teams in the East and frankly in the whole league this year.
Yeah, I mean they've been really solid. I think I just was just looking at the standings and I saw us sitting at 6. I go, Wizards 1, Chicago 3 for good measure, and then Hornets 5, Cavs 6. And I looked at that, and you have New York beneath us, Philly beneath us, Boston. I love that they're beneath us as well at 9. And then you have Milwaukee at 11 and Atlanta at 12.
Milwaukee's at 11. I didn't even realize that. What's
Eastern
going on with
Conference
Milwaukee?
is messed up right now.
Yeah, this is wild.
Like it's right now, it's discombobulated, and like for as well the Cavs are playing, like
right as we speak, I just watched Ricky Rubio just drain a contested 3 in someone's face.
Dude, he's been
he
really
just stepped
confident.
into it.
Like his shot doesn't make sense why it's been so good, but he just has a great feel for the game and on the court right now.
Ricky Rubio has I call it the OG jump shot. Like he shoots like that 50-year-old dude at the gym playing pickup that stands in the corner and hopes somebody passes it to him when he's open.
Well, he raises it up to his head and it stops.
That's what I mean. Like
and then he flits it from his forehead.
Yeah, but that's how like the old dudes,
Yeah.
like a 50-year-old guy at the gym.
Form for sure. It's a midi jump shot. That's what it is. It's a midi and catch and shoot.
I don't know, man. You don't want to. I mean, mid range is such a easy like short shot. You don't want to preload it like that. I'll screw it up. I don't know. There's no shot where you should be doing that. There's just no.
Well, no, I'm not justifying. I'm just saying that's what people back in the day used it for. So it was still viable in those situations. But yeah, obviously the cleaner jump shot you have the better. It will be in different scenarios like 3 mid range and free throw
line. Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Let's try to center this back, and we keep going off topic here. Let's for the people on YouTube that just want to hear these clips a little bit, hear this a little bit shorter and shorter clips. Let's nail this down into one topic here. Let's cover the Cavs real quick here. Just because they've been such a surprise all year. I think that the fact that I was just talking about this with my dad, and he said, and I agree with this fully. He said whenever a team comes out of nowhere and is very successful, it's because they've gone against the grain of the rest of the NBA historically. So like the Warriors just chucking threes out all of a sudden and just revolutionizing the 3-point shot. So the Cavs this year, the whole league is doing this, like just try to get as many 6'8" players as you can and play 5 out. run the floor, spread the floor, run the
And yeah,
ball
so I know with
basketball.
shooters and
And the
versatility. Yeah,
Cavs are like, all right, so we're gonna play, a '90s coach's dream and just put 3 7-footers on the floor with a smart point guard that just moves the ball and around right properly and plays
and a
well.
quick one too. Pair him with a quick
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
They're doing Rubio Garland lineups, and he had three tall guys over 6'9",
yes,
and they even plugged in Dean Wade in that role too. And he's been holding up his end.
yeah. I mean, and Mobley and Allen just, oh my God. I mean, like, just who wants to go in there and try to score in the paint on those two? And
Well,
and
I would
and
love to be some rule change on that, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. I think I mentioned it a few times.
yeah,
But
fuck
to
that.
respond to you a little bit,
Fuck.
I don't think sixth in the East is like redefining the NBA.
Well, it
But
is
it's
when you
definitely
go from where they were
surpassing
last year.
expectations.
I'm saying they're going against.
Well, no, I don't think that's without a logical explanation. I think the addition of Victor Rubio has been huge. I think Lloyd Martin when he was healthy has been really good. And then just filling roles and then getting people confident and putting back into their kind of way of basketball and not getting players to do too much, like putting Colin Sexton back into a shooting role and scoring role instead of trying to make him on ball too much. Darius Garland popping off more has also been a key factor into it. But like I think it's just been the toughness. I think Ricky Ruby has really settled things down and prevented a lot of those runs or helped create a lot of runs to get the Jazz back in the lead. And those small adjustments with him, and then the pairing with Mobley to not be understated because Garland, Ricky Rubio, and Mobley or Mobley and Allen, those four guys have been great combination with
Yeah,
each other.
just playing smart ball and everything. I mean, okay, so I guess I should clarify. I didn't mean to say that they have redefined the NBA, but I mean they're actively starting the process of that. They're going they're going against the grain of this, just versatility small ball NBA. They're going against the grain with
Fast
three
shooting,
seven
yeah,
footers and saying, all right, come on,
long range
like we're
lineup,
gonna
yeah.
run you off the 3 point line, and then you get to come into the trees and see how you like scoring on that. So I'm not obviously sitting at number 6, and this is early in the season here. I mean, one win can 1 or 2 wins, I believe, moves them up. Probably moves them up to 4 or 5. This is early enough in the season where
Yeah,
this everything's
it's
still up in the air. But the fact that this team of guys like there's not a bunch. We don't have a bunch of all stars. This isn't a team full of guys that everyone knows their name. This is all just solid players that really want it, and a system that is pretty. It's pretty different. It goes against what the entire league is doing right now, and I love it. I'm here for it.
yeah. I mean, even though losses too, just a few points, and they're keeping that close. 3 points here, 2 points here, 6 points and 10 points. Like those are all pretty close losses too. So they're keeping them competitive as
I mean,
well.
I'm
But
actively, as I'm watching them, they're up on the Warriors 79-68 right now, and the Warriors have been the best team in basketball. And and we're playing without Allen and Mobley. I mean, they're just,
and Marketing.
and Market, yeah. And Sexton's hurt. I mean, like, yeah,
Sexton's
like
down now. I mean, we're playing really good
this is just good
basketball. Yeah.
ball all around. Kevin Love is stepping up too, which is wild to see. 'Cause it's been a while. He hasn't been in, he
I think he was. I was watching the Brooklyn game. I'm sure he's seen it here too. That's the number one Warriors. But I think he's trying to showcase his talents to
probably.
good teams. Be like, hey, I can still play. I can still be. Uh, I can still be valuable on a good team.
I you know
I think he's
I
showcasing.
think that too, but there's another part of me that thinks like he does enjoy just being the old man, like veteran on this team, and just
I think he likes it to an
having this
extent,
player
but I
coach
think he's
role.
still. I think he's still. Um, you know, showing his talents
I
off.
think he's kind of done with. I don't know. I think he might. There's a chance that he might be a bit done with chasing. Jumping from team to team, chasing championships, kind of thing. I think he's just kind of content. He's focused on his mental health organization that he's got, and his just hanging out with his model girlfriend or wife or whatever she is, and just doing his thing. And I think he's just happy to be living life and mentoring these young guys.
I think he's definitely found some peace with it, but I'd be lying if I'm Kevin Love and saying I don't want to chase a ring one more time
Sure,
before
sure.
Udonis Haslam and I'm useless essentially on the
Yeah.
court. But I will say there's one caveat to what the Cavs have been doing, and I think it's very similar to what the Knicks have done. And there's one other team I think that have done the same thing.
Oh my god.
And
Ah,
that's kind of skipping, or taking like a leap and skipping through the rebuild process to get to the
sure,
playoffs.
sure.
So you're instead of trying to win the whole thing, you're trying to produce playoff appearances to keep your job. I think that's what they're doing with Kobe Altman.
Well, yeah, but also, this is like,
Chicago, that's the other team.
yeah, yeah, we'll touch on them in a second because I'm high on them. But this this Cavs team is what year? This is year 4 or 5 of the rebuild now. So,
Well, in year 5, I think, yeah.
or no, wait.
Four,
LeBron left
four.
again in what 20 at the end of 2018, and this is the
The
22
start of,
season. So
yeah,
this is year
mid of
4,
18,
year 4 ish.
18, 19, 19, 20, 2021. 1 year
Or is
4,
this
yeah.
Sexton's third year?
1 year 4.
Is this Sexton's third year in the league? Or is this his fourth year? It's fourth year. Sexton's fourth year in the league, right?
Yep, well, this is the
Yeah,
4th
okay,
year
year 4.
of the
Yeah,
rebuild.
yeah. So, okay, so yeah, at this point in a rebuild, oh shit, Taco fall at the free throw line. Uh at this point in a rebuild, you need to be just trying to get your I think this far into a rebuild, you need to be trying to get some playoff appearances and get some experience for your guys, get them used to winning. Get them
Well,
to have a
you're
winning
doing that now
attitude.
because of your first 3 years of your rebuild have gone so poorly, and they made so many mistakes on the decision making. Like even the start of the rebuild, I'll continue to say it, but like they messed up, they debacled the Kyrie trade so badly. You should get 2, 3 first round picks out of that situation every time. If you have Kyrie Irving talent, you should have no business only having a eighth pick overall as your main asset
Well, I mean,
in
if you
return.
look back to that, they thought they were getting a lot more with Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder than they ultimately ended up getting.
Even
But
with that, dude, they found out his health report, the status, and they had a chance to avoid it. When you get a chance to avoid it, you avoid it and hold on to your asset.
yeah, I'm. We've talked about that a million times. They should have never traded Kyrie to begin with. They should have let LeBron try to work it out with him. But
Right, too, and Kobe Allman just
I'm no
left
defender of
LA
Kobe
have
Altman. Let me say
discussion
that
having.
I'm no
Oh yeah, for sure.
definitely not
But
his friend. Uh,
that trade that went down like it was like 2 days after he got out of or he left LA, discussing with LeBron about keeping Kyrie,
mm-hmm.
um, and getting him to training camp. And LeBron was under the impression that it went so well that it was going to happen. That he was gonna keep Kyrie to training camp, and LeBron was gonna reel him back in and get him back to focus on the team and on pursuing the championship.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just a fucking disaster. All of this.
So I mean that started off. I mean that's your beginning of a bad rebuild. So like I think this past year has been trying to kind of pick up his marbles, so to speak, and and find some sense of
Yeah,
accomplishment.
yeah. You need some job
And I think
security.
Chicago's done a better job of that, but oh, Chicago, and they
Well,
picked up good
so
assets.
Chicago is their rebuild. I mean, they've been bad for what 6 years now. I think the last time they were pretty good was the
8,
2015 playoffs when they went toe to toe with LeBron and the Cavs and
well, yeah,
gave them a real scare.
5, 5, 6.
And then they kind of blew the team up. They tried that experiment with D Wade and Rondo and Jimmy Butler, and it's just been a disaster. So their rebuild has been terrible. But
The draft picks has been
especially when you
bad.
consider that you can attract players to a city like Chicago. Like it's not Chicago is like in the Midwest. It gets cold and all that. but it's a big city and it's sweet. I mean, you know how much I love Chicago. We've talked about this. It's a
Yeah.
great city. Uh,
I mean, it's a step
with
down
a
from
hell
New
of a
York, man.
lineage. Yeah, yeah, and they've got a great. It's a storied franchise in an awesome city, and it's not like it's hard to attract free agent talent there. So they don't get an excuse in my book for that. That being said, this roster they have right now, with Caruso and Lonzo and Levine and DeRozan and Vucevic and Patrick Williams, like these guys are something else. And I watched them play in the preseason, and I have never seen a new team with that many egos to manage, that many star level players like Levine or
I don't
Vuce.
think any of them has egos. I think that's what's working.
Well, but guys that know they're good, you know what I mean? Like, not, I don't mean like divas, but like they know they're the man or they've been the man for all their previous
Hmm.
teams. You put that many guys that were ball dominant and were the man for their team together at once. I've never seen a team gel that quickly. I mean, the kind of ball movement and smart basketball they're playing is unprecedented, and I love it. I love it.
They're playing some incredible basketball. I think that it's a tribute to a few things. I think DeMar DeRozan's time in San Antonio really helped him step
Yeah,
back and not care about that star role. I think that's really helped a lot.
yeah.
I think Levine coming from where he did as just a dunker hasn't really had an ego, but I think there's an understanding on the team
Aaron
that
Gordon was
Levine's
robbed
the
in that
best
dunk
player.
contest, by the way.
What about
I
it?
said Aaron Gordon was robbed in that dunk contest, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was a crazy contest,
Yeah, that
but
was.
I agree with that.
But sorry,
But
continue.
I think yeah, Levine coming as just a dunker to where he is now, I think that's helped him, not have the ego that a lot of star players do. I think there's an understanding on that Bulls team that Zach Levine's your best player right now, and then I think Lonzo wheels it all in. He's an incredible passer and playmaker, and he sees the game so quickly now that he kind of just ties it all in, and then Caruso does the same
I was
thing.
gonna say you have to give
He's a
credit to
gel guy.
Caruso Goat
The
for
Caruso show, yeah.
yeah for how just how good he's been and what how good of a glue guy he's been off the bench and just
He's a great glue guy for sure.
he's I love watching him, man. He's a great ball
And
player.
so I think Lonzo ties it all in, and then his 3-point shot has been the thing that's kind of allowed other players to thrive and function too, because he's hitting at like 44% this year, I think, from three,
Yeah, I know
higher
who.
than at his field goal percentage, but he's shooting so much more confidently, and he's come so far with his jump shot that allows DeMar getting that mid range that he likes. It allows Levine to just strap and do backdoor cuts and get to the rim.
Yeah,
I think, and then I think Vucevic is an underrated passer. He's also a capable 3-point shooter, and then really good in the mid range. So I think they have a good balance between the two there
yeah.
that you don't really see from other teams.
Well, and Vucevic deserves a lot of credit for taking sort of a back seat too, while these other guys do their things. Because Vucevic was the man in Orlando; he was the star player, and I think
Right?
he's
Yeah, I
taken a
think
big
that's a good point.
step down in role to fit in with this team and do what they need to win. So he deserves a lot of credit for that as well.
I agree, and I think what they've shown so far at the first 15 or so games of the season is that they have championship caliber or contender potential
Yeah,
that they could squeeze into that Eastern Conference Finals and make noise and give themselves a shot at the finals.
yeah, absolutely.
I think that's what the trajectory is looking right now. Injuries and different things always kind of come into play later on in the season, and that just kind of will always happen. But for where we are right now, that's what it's looking for Chicago. And I mean, as a Chicago fan, you have to be really happy about what the team's doing right now.
Yeah, we got, you know what, we got to drive up and go see a Bulls game this season too.
Yeah, we should do that.
we
That would be a good time.
do that, and then we'll be back on this. We'll be back here and to tell you guys how the atmosphere is, and maybe we'll do that as a new segment. We'll go on road trips and hit up different stadiums and give a review of the atmosphere.
That might be
Something
interesting.
like
Yeah.
that, you know.
Yeah,
But
I'd be down with that.
but I get how are you for time? How are you?
Just a few minutes here. I'd say we do Boston, Milwaukee, Atlanta, and then wrap it up.
We have enough
And
time for 3 teams.
I'd say I don't know. I don't have much to talk about it, but I do kind of want to laugh at Boston and what they're doing right now.
Boston! Boston is the greatest show in basketball right now because it's like just watching the best dumpster fire ever. It's and
I just love to see them doing so poorly and being so mismanaged right now.
yeah, because it's refreshing because Boston's always that damn team. Everyone listening, I'm sure, has a story of unless you're a Lakers fan. Well, I guess especially if
Unless you're a Boston fan.
yeah. Everyone has a story of the freaking Celtics knocking their team out of the playoffs or just something. Everyone has a reason to hate the
the
Celtics.
Patriots.
Yeah.
And just Boston.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
What?
Boston is as a sports city.
Yeah, you know what? Just in the Red Sox too. You know what? Just in general,
Yeah.
Bostonites or whatever it's called. I don't ever want to hear any of you bitch because your entire lives, you're all 3 of your teams, and the Bruins too. Their hockey team, all
Dude,
4.
they said championships.
All 4 of your
The
teams
entire city.
are excellent and have been excellent sustainably. So if you have a down year or two, I don't want to hear any bitching. I don't want to hear any complaining. I don't want to hear about bad refs or anything like that because you guys have been living the good life. Take it from a Cleveland fan. We went 56 years without a championship from any of our freaking teams. I don't want to hear from any of you guys. You Boston people, just sit there and enjoy. And you know what? If your Celtics are trash, go watch the Bruins. If the Red Sox are shit, watch the Patriots. But none of them are ever going to be bad at the same time. I promise you that they never have been.
No.
So just know that while Jason Tatum and his broken ass jump shot are chucking up horrible contested shots and clanging them off the rim, beating the iron like a blacksmith, just know that the rest of us are laughing at you. But also you should still subscribe to our podcast and everything.
That was a great rant. I like that, man. I looked at the talent. They had the young core of duo of Brown and Tatum. I'm like, it needs to be more. They need to be better. Whether it's the pieces around them, the weird transition from Brad Stevens into the new coach.
They don't. They also just don't have a center. I mean, I know they have Al Horford, kind of.
Robert Williams is a pretty decent center.
He's very undersized, though.
That is weird.
And Time Lord's pretty undersized, to be fair.
He's at 6'9". He's very aggressive.
He's bulky,
I think
so he has great people around. Yeah,
great length
rebounds,
too.
Yeah. I mean, he's good, but and any team, I think at this point, any team with Dennis Schroeder playing a big role is destined to fail. From the looks of things,
I think that might be the new Kirk Cousins curse thing. That if you lose to a Kirk Cousins team, you won't either I think it's made the playoffs or you won't win the championship that year. I think you won't win the championship.
What, no team?
So I think if you
does that I've never heard of that. Any team that loses
to
Kirk Cousins fails in the Super Bowl.
They don't win. They won't win the championship.
Wait, so then did the Vikings beat the Chiefs last year? Because that'd be really funny if that continued.
I don't know, but I think the Chargers just lost to the Vikings.
Oh, the Chargers are fucked.
So Herbert and boys, I don't think I win it all this year.
It's a shame.
But I think that might be the new thing with Schroeder. I think if you lose to the Boston team,
if you sign Dennis Schroeder, you're fucked. Because he was a plague.
They didn't. Yeah,
he was a plague for the Lakers. And who was he with before the Lakers again? I know he's with the Thunder at some point. Hold on, you know what? I'm sitting at my computer. I can look this guy up. Let's see where he's been. Dennis Schroeder. Google, is Dennis Schroeder's hair a birthmark? No, it's just a stupid choice, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's see here.
People gotta know, man.
Why can I not? What in the hell? career teams. Try that. All right.
Former Best Buy.
Okay. He started with Atlanta. He's with Atlanta till 2018, and Atlanta just got rocked by the Cavs like for that entire stretch of them being good in the 2010s.
Oh yeah, they were the best team in the East for like 3 straight years or something, and they
Yes,
got bounced,
LeBron
swept
LeBron
by LeBron and
LeBron
company.
owned Atlanta and Toronto, like just owned their shit. So
Yeah, I didn't think he played for anyone else but Atlanta, Thunder, Lakers, and Boston now.
yeah, so sorry about that, Hawks and Raptors fans. Don't know what to tell you. You know, you ran into LeBron, and then he was with the Thunder from 2018 to 2020, which we won't knock him for that because they couldn't win. They weren't going to win shit.
No, they were just a rebuild team.
And then he just absolutely ruined the Lakers last year, and that was really fun to watch because I hate LeBron.
So did Andre Drummond.
Oh yeah,
That was
Drummond
good
was Drummond.
They were like, that swarm of Laker fans that were like, "Oh yeah, Andre Drummond, we got a super team."
And now the
and then
Lakers.
Detroit fans are like, "Wait for it," and Cavs fans were like, "Wait for
Hold
it,"
on.
and it took like 2 minutes for it to be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
This guy's trash.
Well, we did get a great meme of Drummond doing the little shimmy that LeBron did on the bench. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, this is good times.
It did a little post-nation. That was fun.
Good times in the crypto.com arena.
The crypt.
Yeah, the crypt. Yeah. Oh man,
the crypt. Yeah,
that's so good. Oh my god, that's great.
Players were answering it or trying to answer questions about it the entire time, and reporters was just fumbling that the entire time.
That's just wow.
The entire day.
I hate renaming arenas, especially ones that are in the public eye that much. It's I was listening to Skip Bayless and Shannon talking about this, and Skip had a good point. He goes, some arenas are just.
Skip had a good point.
Yeah. I like Skip, man. I think he's just messing with people a lot of the times. Some of the stupid shit he says, like I don't think he actually thought.
I mean, it's a career, I guess.
He's making money doing it, but I enjoy him. He had a good point. He said, the Cowboys. It's no one knows the Cowboys Stadium is AT&T Arena or Stadium or whatever. It's Jerry World, and it's Staples Center. It's not the Crypto. It's a Staples Center, and no one's thinking of an office supply chain either. They're thinking it's just that's Staples.
No idea.
Madison Square Garden in New York City. If they ever change the naming right to that, it's still going to be MSG to everybody. You know what I mean? Like certain arenas are just legendary like that, and I just I hate when they change the name. It's the worst.
I get that.
But
I'd say we top it off here with some Evan Mobley stuff, and then we'll bounce here.
Oh, we should have mentioned Mobley earlier, huh?
Yeah, we probably should have talked about him when we were talking about Cavs.
That's a mistake on our part. Well, you can tack it for the YouTube crowd. We're gonna our lovely editor here, Timmy Boy, is gonna tack that on to the end of that clip. You're welcome. Evan Mobley. Let's talk about him. Dude's a unicorn. And I've heard some people try to comp him to early Kevin Garnett, and I'm not having it.
That's a really bad comp.
That's just not.
That's not good.
Mainly because he's not a piece of shit human being too.
Yeah, that'll do it. And I mean, he's complete opposite kind of guy. He's not in your face. He's not constantly trash talking.
He's not like overly physical. He's actually pretty skinny.
Or aggressive, or loud. He's pretty calm. He's
just makes smart plays and just does the best thing he can do to help win.
He's collective. He's level headed. He doesn't really talk on the floor. He just made smart basketball plays, like you said. He's solid. He does his job, and then he moves on.
I think the Cavs got the best player in the draft. I really do. I'm Cade. Good for Detroit. Cade is Cade, and Jalen Green's gonna be a good scorer, and Scotty Barnes is Scotty Barnes, but you just can't.
Gonna be a great player.
But you just can't teach. You just can't teach 7 foot or 7'1" or whatever he is, and being able to be that athletic and that mobile out on the perimeter, guarding on switches and stuff. Like that's, I mean, the impact he makes on defense alone made him worthy of the third pick. And the dude has a pretty solid offensive game, and it's just gonna get better.
I mean, he's a prototypical defender at this day and age. You know, he can switch essentially 1 to 5 with his mobility,
Yeah, he's a
and his
he's a
length
modern
to
NBA
make up
coach's
for
dream for sure.
whatever mistakes he commits.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's his in this modern NBA. He's exactly what you want.
What it comes down to is he's a unicorn that everyone wanted Kristaps Porzingis to be. He's it. He's that unicorn.
He is, yeah.
That 7-foot unicorn that everyone's been looking for. Not Thon Maker. I mean, Mo Bamba might be a good pro after a couple more years of work. You know, not Thon Maker, not not Jonathan Isaac, not Jaden McDaniels or his brother, Jalen. You know, it's gonna be Evan Mobley.
Yep,
that's the new unicorn.
Boy, is that fun to watch. He is fun to watch. He's just, I mean, the IQ present for a rookie too is just insane. You know,
I think he's really benefiting from the system.
Sure,
the big man, but he does have a good heads up, awareness and IQ with the ball in his hands, looking at the rest of the court. That's really nice to see. You don't see some of these alley oops, some of these passes, from 7-footers his age.
Right.
You just don't.
Well, and the way he's willing to get the ball back out to the perimeter if Garland or you know, Jetty or somebody is wide open out there, he will pass up, like trying to post up and get it out to the perimeter and for a wide open three too, which is, in my experience, it seems like a lot of big men think that's like a cardinal sin. But if you've got a sharpshooter, especially at the NBA level, and he's wide open, like just fuck it, send it back out there to him unless you've got an easy dunk.
That's a layup, yep. Especially with the way Jetty Osman has been shooting, and when you have Winlow on the court too at the same time.
Jetty and that Wilson
those are
ball.
Layups. Dude, man, he's used to it from Turkey. It's like he's back home, man.
Oh yeah,
that's how he's shooting.
Lord knows, dude, I know all about working with working with one type of ball and then having to use something else in a league. I'm well aware. You know, that's.
Dude, I hate shooting with a Wilson.
Yeah, it's the worst.
do.
That freaking the evolution, man. Go from the one we always use it to the
use the OSHA, man. It's the official
one,
the official basketball in Ohio.
The Ohio high school one. Yeah, it's Rawlings.
That's it, man.
It's a good ball.
It is.
And some jackass brings an evolution to play pickup, and all of a sudden your shot's thrown off. It's crazy how the smallest thing like that.
Some of them are tough, some of them are heavy. I don't know. There's a different feel to it. And they made note of that in the Olympics. I don't know if it was Dame or Jason Tatum, or Kevin Durant, but
they use
saw that beginning of the season.
The Olympic ball is that Baden one with the stripes on it, right?
That one's different. That one's definitely different.
That thing sucks. We remember that guy had one at the gym that one time, and we were shooting it. It felt like it was a bowling ball.
It was weird too.
It just weird.
It messed with you mentally too, because I saw it and like it. I know it's not one color. It's a spinning 1 or 2 different sections of the ball. You know, it's white or blue, whatever. Yeah, it just kind of throws you off. It kind of messes with your mental trajectory of how like you calculate misses or mates.
Well, and just the feel of it too is the biggest thing I don't like about it. Is it's just it's just heavy. It's got all those extra stripes on it. It's just like the lines, like the black lines of the ball. It's just so weird.